but I can't let you graze over your time off though, becoming a firefighter.
Yeah. So.
So you could drink whiskey real fast.
Yeah.
How did that help you?
Alexisonfire finishes. I'm like, oh my God, I've got a brand new son at home, you know, like I'm like, holy shit. Okay. We got to figure out what I want to do. And I remember sitting there vividly with my wife and making the list of things I thought I could do. And it's like, oh, I could take a small business course. I could open up a bar locally. I could do these sorts of things, you know, like anything I want, you know, and none of it really on the bottom of the list. It was kind of like the last one thrown out there was emergency services, like working as a firefighter. And it seemed like the most impractical. And I think I thought that I'd get maybe I'd get a job in the music industry and I'd learn to hate the music industry. And then like more so,
I was going to say more than you already did.
More than I already did. Yeah. I think I would have it would have felt like I was doing something. So like, and I'd also realized that like the learning curve it would have taken to like get a job in the music industry or do something like that would have been as significant as it doing something completely different. Mm-hmm. So again, I'm put in the position where I'm like, well, anything's kind of possible. I talked to a few people who were firefighters. They gave me these lists of things to do. Here's the here are the certificates you're going to need. Here's what looks good on a resume. Here's this. And like slowly over time, I kind of, built myself up, and it took about like 2 years. I took a job working non-emergent patient transfer, driving an ambulance, taking people to their different like appointments and stuff like that. I did volunteer work with St. John Ambulance, where I was an event medic at various concerts. So it was so funny. Like,
wow.
You know, like St. John Ambulance was at the last Alexis show. And then 8 months later, I'm working St. John Ambulance in that same venue. And like, Motley Crue's playing, and there's like a drunk OHL hockey player that's like bleeding from the head, and I'm like trying to wrangle him and put, gauze on his head and stuff, right?
Dude, that's got to put a different we're talking a lot about perspectives, or at least I keep using the fucking word because I'm an asshole. But it's interesting that you end up in the concerts doing that. It's got to put a level of appreciation for these. I mean, we have them all the time. I don't know about you guys who aren't in that field, but for me, it's like I appreciate them. I see them. I'm like, oh, these guys are working hard. This is great. But he's the only one on here that's been on the other side of that.
They're working hard. They're working hard at our shows. I've been there too, where like I got to see Leonard Cohen play. I worked at a Leonard Cohen show. Nobody got injured at the Leonard Cohen concert. Like there's a lot of like showing up at like the Christian track meet or something like that, or like or something weird like the Jarvis Peach Festival.
Oh, yeah.
And then like someone cuts their hand putting up a tent or something like that. And you're just like, it's just like that sort of stuff. But so yeah, I did that for a while, and then it's super competitive trying to become a firefighter. There's you kind of apply to every city that you can within a 2-hour radius around you. They once a year, they post hiring. Sometimes they're, this city would be hiring 8 people, or this city be hiring 2 people. And the amount of people that are going out for those jobs, like the job that I got was, they hired 9 people of it was something like 870 people wrote the test.
Wow.
So like, and then there's multiple levels to the testing, and you're always trying to sharpen yourself and make sure that you're like good, like, cause like you got to do a written test, then you have to do like a physical practical test where you do all the practical firefighting stuff, like, pulling hose off the truck, setting up hydrants, hoisting ladders and all this stuff. And then you have to do an interview. You got to sit in front of like, people with like 30 years firefighting experience and explain to them why your band, it was relevant to the fact that you should become a firefighter. And there were times where that hit, and there was times where people were like, that has nothing to do with anything. We're not going to touch you, right? So there was a long period of just like fighting to get your resume in there and to get it going. And then I got hired by the city of Oshawa in 2015, and I've been there for over 8 years now. And first class firefighter. I'm a technical rescue shift trainer for technical rope rescue. So all that sort of stuff. And I'm proud to hell that I do it. I'm really excited. And I work with such a great group of people. But it's nice to have the wildest side gig on like in both like,
Yeah.
because both of these things are like huge parts of me, and I can just have one foot planted there and one foot planted here. I think like the last year has been figuring out if I can do both of these things at the same time, and I absolutely can. And it's just a really, the joy of that is not lost on me. It's very fun.
It's super unique. You're the only guy in a band that I've ever met, like after the 20 years I've been doing this, that has a job like that on the side. That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
But so in that though, I have to ask you, what's your take on Sinister Gates' busted leg in Mansfield? Should we
I'm
have
off
had
the
you over
clock.
there?
I don't want to step on the union. Will have something to say if I start working off the shift. You have to pay overtime. Like it's not busted leg. I don't know. I want to spray it with a hose or something. I don't know. I was at a baseball. I was at a birthday party for this friend of ours, and they were playing soccer baseball. This lovely woman, Laura Katz, and she was playing soccer baseball. She kicked the ball and she was running around the corner and she broke her leg, and it was incredible. I'm standing there, and then everyone comes over to me. They're like, "George, you're a firefighter. What do you do?" And I'm like, I'm going to call 911 and wait for the paramedics to get here. I don't know. Make sure she does. Like I can't. There's not much I can do right now. Just keep her warm, I guess. I don't know.